My name's Louis Thaw. I own a company called Canadian Classic Auto Supply, and I'm here today to tell you a story that is near and dear to my heart. From about 2002 to 2008, I was heavily involved in the film industry, and during those years and over 300 productions, we picked up a few memorable events that happened. This little story is titled The Picture Car Wrangler Who Saved Christmas. Now, in the winter of 2005, I was working with another picture car coordinator by the name of Greg. Him and I had become really good friends. We'd hang out together, go on car things together, and our wives had become quite friendly too. Well, as Christmas approached, Greg and I talked about spending some time with each other over Christmas at his cabin up in the interior of British Columbia. Well, Christmas came around and we're just about to break for hiatus, and we packed up our trucks and we went up to his place, and his cabin was picturesque. The snow was lightly falling, the stars at night were beautiful, the fireplace was always roaring, and we were having a really good time. The big plan was to go over to his parents' place, lived about an hour away, to celebrate Christmas dinner. Well, just as we're getting ready to go, the phone rang. It was another Picture Car Wrangler coordinator who I'd worked with before. Really great guy, big car collector, big into classic cars. And he was a little under the weather. He was having some health issues. And, well, he needed a little bit of help. He had asked me if I could help him find some cars for a show because he was going to be in the hospital for a while. And those cars really needed to be specific to the project he was working on. The production he was working on had set out to find 5 identical 1974, 1975, 1976 mint green Dodge Darts with a black vinyl top and a mint green interior and white wall tires. That's a pretty tall order. Dodge Darts weren't exactly plentiful by any stretch of the imagination, and those cars were going to be hard to find. He had indicated he had already found the one car, the hero car, which we had to get the rest to match. He asked if I'd help him out considering the situation he was in, and I looked to Greg, and Greg looked back to me and nodded, and yeah, I'll help you out. So, with that fresh project on the top of my head, we packed ourselves into Greg's truck. We started heading down to his parents' place for Christmas dinner. Along the way, there's a gentle little curvature on the highway that goes in front of an old mobile home park. And just in the moon's glare, I caught the rear reflection of the unique convex rear window of a 74, 75, 76 Dodge Dart. I mean, those back windows were unique. They kind of was an inverted curvature to them that just caught the light just right. I remember screaming, "There's one!" And I must have scared the hell out of everyone because Greg locked up the brakes on the truck and almost put us in the ditch. Our wives were screaming. And once Greg got the truck stopped, he looked at me and goes, "There's one what?" I went, "There's a Dodge Dart on the other side of that fence line." He goes, "You kidding?" I went, "No, I'm sure it's a Dodge Dart." So we backtracked a little bit, went into the mobile home park, drove around, saw the car sitting there, but we had to go for dinner. So we just kind of turned ourselves around and headed off to dinner. Once we got to Greg's parents' place for dinner, we talked to his dad, Scott, who was also in the film industry, and told him what had happened with the phone call we got from the other coordinator. And we just kind of discussed the idea of me helping him out because I was a lot junior in the industry. I was only in the industry for about 2-3 years, but I kind of wanted to get the blessings from those a little higher up that it was okay to do this project. Well, Scott looked at Greg, Greg looked at me and goes, "If you can find the cars, find the cars." I said, "Yeah, well, we kind of found one on the way down here. It's in that old mobile home park up the road from you." He goes, "Well, check it out." Well, we had an awesome dinner. Everything went great. On the way home, we passed the mobile home park again, and sure enough, just from the different angle, we can definitely tell that car is there. So the next morning over breakfast, I talked Greg into loading up his truck and coming down with me to go back down to the mobile home park in hopes of finding someone at the trailer that was willing to talk about the car. So we got down to the park, drove around a little bit, found the same trailer again, and there it sat. 4 flat tires, about 2 inches of dust, but it was there. we knocked on the trailer door, and a gentleman came to the door, and I think we might have interrupted his morning cocktail because definitely had something going in his hand. And we asked him if he wouldn't mind talking about the car that's sitting there. He says, yeah? What do you want to know about it? Well, I'm kind of interested in it. Would you know if it's for sale? He goes, well, it belonged to my brother. Okay. What do you think he would sell it? Well, he passed away about 10 years ago, so I'm pretty sure we can make a deal on the car. Now, the guy was an old, weathered, hard-working guy. You can tell he'd definitely been through a lot in his life. And it was Christmas morning. We talked a little bit about the car, and he's trying to figure out why we needed the car so bad. So I kind of spun a little bit of a web of lies, and I told him I had a similar car that I was working on. I really needed his car for parts to finish my project. Well, he said, well, I think the car's a little bit better than that. And he goes, well, so what makes you say that? He goes, well, my brother souped it up really big back in the day. It was quite quick. Put a big cam and a racing carburetor on it, a set of headers. And you guys want to see underneath the hood? Looked at Greg looked at me, goes, yeah. Guy reaches into the car, pops the hood open, there goes a tired but greasy 318 Mopar V8 sitting in this dart. Wow, a V8 car. We were really excited about that. We talked about the car a little while longer, and we kind of came to an arrangement. About $1,500 would buy the car, but he wanted us to throw in a case of beer and a bottle of his favorite whiskey to seal the deal. Well, it being Christmas Day and not having much cash on us, we managed to scrounge up about $1,000 between the two of us to give him as a deposit. We told him we'd be back the next day to pick the car up. So on the drive home, I was giddy as a schoolgirl because we'd found one car. Well, a little bit of searching that afternoon on the internet, we found a couple of others in a few other places, so we were on the right track. 3 cars down, 2 to go. The next morning, we went down to the bank. I got some more cash for the guy. He stopped at a liquor store, got him a case of his requested beer and a bottle of his favorite white rye. Went back to knock on the trailer door, and lo and behold, he had managed to pump up the tires in the car. And, well, he didn't get it running. He got it able till we can roll it. We backed Greg's truck and trailer up to the car, loaded it onto the car, and brought it back to his house. Well, it didn't take long for Greg and I to get the old dart fired up again. He was right. The thing had some pretty nasty parts on it and was a pretty good car. Well, as soon as Christmas break was over, we took that car down back to my shop. And by that time, we also had 2 more cars that we had found all in transit to my shop. We started to get the cars together. Matching paint, matching interiors, get them all running as requested. Well, the beginning of February came around, and the other coordinator who asked me for help was healthy again. He came by our shop to see how we were doing. And we had 4 out of 5 mint green Dodge Darts sitting there with black vinyl tops, ready for him as requested. He was quite impressed. Told us we kind of saved the show because the way he was feeling, he wasn't too sure if he was going to be around much longer. He was having some pretty serious health issues. But we got all the cars ready, and he was quite impressed with us, and he ended up using me again for many more productions right up till I retired out of the industry in 2008. So that's the quick little story of how a couple of Dodge Darts saved Christmas. Merry Christmas to you guys all. Have a Happy New Year. Thank you.